Back in the basement. What do you mean, what's a podcast called?
God,
I only watched that one thing. You only sent me one link. I'm supposed to update it every day. Did they post it? Oh, man.
Yeah.
Well, maybe if you're subscribing on YouTube, it's going to come up in your feed.
Yes.
Fuck you guys.
Is it recording?
It is recording.
Oh,
We've got a very special episode today.
I said foot fuck
Very
already. I didn't even know it was foot fuck.
Like the good people out there think that you don't know what foot fucking is.
I mean, I know in the like reaction to penis, but I mean like between friends, if your feet touch, it's like, oh my God, I touched the foot with my friend.
Yeah, that's
foot fucking.
That's foot fucking between friends.
Yeah, not like an actual
when
foot
your
job.
feet bump.
Like a physical foot job.
Yeah. Come on, Nate.
It's weird. Have you ever had that?
No, I have not.
No?
No, I have not.
I don't think I've
Feet
ever...
are pretty gross.
I've just never asked a girl to be like, hey, why don't you like lube up my dick and rub your feet on it?
I don't think it's something you ask for. I think it's something that just happens.
Like
unless you're into it.
Like her tone. Doesn't mean you have to feel like you have to be into it. It's not like you're like, you can be laying in bed and your foot just like rubs against your dick and you're like, ooh.
I feel like the way you get into this sort of thing is that maybe you have a partner early on who just kind of goes for it, and then later on in life you're thinking like, wow, I think I might have liked that.
I kind of missed that. Yeah, but I feel like some feet. That's I feel like I've never been in a position to where like a girl is like across from me and her feet are so near my crotch to where she's just like starts like rub. You know what I mean?
Fiddling with your wiener.
Well, if you're on you're on the couch and it's kind of a small couch and you're on one side and she's got her feet across you. I don't.
Yeah, I think that's probably something you got to be into. I don't think that happens organically.
Yeah, someone's got to bring that up.
Feet are gross.
Because like things can happen if you're like, obviously if she just puts her hand on your dick and you're like, it's go time. I know what can happen next. But if she like slides her foot up, you're just kind of like, hello? Your toenail is sharp.
Yeah.
Girls in Atlanta also have like the toe extensions. Like that's the thing, to have your toes out.
Toenail extensions.
Yeah.
So do you have to wear,
or like they grow it
do you
out.
wear bigger shoes then?
No, they just wear open toe shoes.
Open toe sandals.
And then your toenails poke out beyond the shoe?
Yeah, they just grow them out
bizarre.
a certain length so they can like paint them up real fancy.
Learn how to head kick and just have the weapon
Never get
scratches on the side of the face.
Never get in a fight with a girl in Atlanta because she'll throw a kick at you and just have this
It's like Wolverine.
It's like neon purple streak of like toenails slashed in your...
My friend from Baltimore, he was growing up there in the mid-early 2000s, and he says back then it was really popular for girls to have a belt buckle with their name on it, and like the longer the name, the bigger the belt buckle, and they would take their belts off and just swing them helicopter style at each other.
That's scary.
I remember in junior high for a while, some people at Kamaikan had the digital belt buckle that you could like make things write shit and it would like go by like a ticker thing or whatever.
Yeah. Like the restaurants that have that they have their deals
like, flashing have
on
like
it.
The fake diamonds around it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like in junior high with the wheelies.
Tucking your tall tee.
The wheelies and the spinner shoes.
The Heelys.
Oh, the spinner. I remember the spinner shoes.
The Heelys. Remember, it was like before it became
those
cool.
were the Latrell Spree. Are you talking about the ones that had the spinner?
The rims
the
in the heel. So you step.
Yeah, I remember that.
And the rim in there spins around. It's like, whoa, you and your flip phone.
Kyle had those and then ended up giving them to me. And they were just annoying to wear. Every time you took a step, especially playing basketball, running. And also just lame. I can't believe those were real shoes.
Yeah,
Latrell Sprewell. He also choked PJ Carlissimo.
Didn't he murder somebody?
No, he didn't kill anyone. He just choked PJ Carlissimo's coach. He's like, hey, Latrell, more effort next time. He's like, I'll give you effort.
I'll show you effort.
Oh, effort, huh?
Was this in practice?
I think it was like in the coach's office or something.
Oh.
I think it was PJ Carlissimo. It might have been Larry Brown. I don't know. But he choked a coach.
Yeah.
So there's no video of this out there?
No. I remember that Latrell Sprewell commercial from a couple years ago was so funny. I don't even remember what happened.
Was it like a Snickers commercial where it's like, you're not yourself when you're angry?
It was something weird. It was like a cable commercial.
It was. No, it wasn't Geico. It was something else where it's like...
I'm pretty sure it was like cable versus Dish, like making fun of each other or something.
It was like, you could be Latrell Sprewell, blah, blah, blah. And it just shows him in his mansion doing something. Yeah.
God damn it! I really want to watch that commercial now. But anyways,
So I guess we painted up the studio.
How's it look?
Sam and I painted the studio. My dad helped by putting some dimmer switches in. We got all new lights in here.
It's looking pretty good and new and improved.
Bright as shit, but it's starting to look like an actual studio.
Yeah, it is really bright.
Still got to put up that soundproofing foam
over there.
I don't know what to do with.
Where are you gonna put it?
I have no idea where to put soundproofing foam. If anyone out there knows,
Well, on the door and on the hallway.
I mean, I've got some of it right there, but
That's because I feel like sound potentially goes down the hallway. Yeah.
well, it's just whatever sound can bounce off of.
You did buy a lot of it.
Yeah,
there's a lot of foam
It is a
over
big
there.
stack.
I guess there's my mom found some deal on Amazon and got like all that foam for like $100. I guess on B&H they're trying to sell soundproofing foam for like $1,200 a roll. I'm like, fuck that.
Yikes!
Yeah, they're trying to sell it for like $40 for a 1 foot by 1 foot square.
It's technically just foam.
Wow.
Like,
Yeah, it's just foam.
Let's just go buy some old mattresses and tape them to the wall.
Yeah, just get one of those, like the eggshell things that you put like the old mattress covers that were
Yeah.
just like those
I think-
foamy eggshell.
Yeah.
Just get like 3 or
The
4 of
egg
those from
carton?
Target.
The egg carton?
Egg carton. I said eggshell.
Yeah.
You know what I meant though.
The actual egg carton, the hood soundproofing.
Yeah.
Let's just eat a lot of eggs the next couple weeks.
Let's go steal a bunch of eggs.
I don't like it. I don't like eggs at all.
A lot of protein.
Really?
Yeah, I don't really eat eggs.
Breakfast?
No.
No.
Midnight snack?
Yeah, I guess. I mean,
I'll eat an egg
what's,
for a
'cause
midnight
I guess
snack.
it makes sense because like in southern restaurants, they say, "Do you want eggs or grits?" Sometimes. I feel like I usually pick grits. I'm like, I've been having eggs my whole life. Grits to me is not a thing up here.
I don't think I've ever had grits.
Oh, grits are great.
There's a lot of good grits
What
in
are
the
grits?
South. Grits.
It's like cream of rice. It's kind of like if oatmeal, except instead of oats you used rice, I think.
Yeah,
and-
you get cheesy.
Yeah, you load them up with butter and cheese and salt and pepper and hot sauce. They're good.
Yeah, it's a good breakfast side.
Sounds weird.
No, it's good.
I'll try it out
Trust me.
sometime.
If you come visit, well, I got a couple good spots. I got some good grits, like Flying Biscuit.
Flying Biscuit's got good
Flying
grits.
Biscuit.
Shit,
Pay us to say Flying Biscuit.
You can get good grits anywhere. You can get good grits at Martin's.
I've had bad grits. I've been a few.
Well, any grits are decent enough if you load them up with salt and pepper. They're kind of like by themselves. They don't really have much of a taste. It's kind of just a texture.
That actually is the texture. I was seeing this girl for a while who was in East Atlanta, and it was actually surprising. She took me to this really hood spot. She's like, "Oh, they have really good brunch on Sundays. Cool, let's go." We go, and
Was it Mrs. Winters?
I don't remember. Whatever it was, I got like the full platter with like eggs and bacon and sausage and pancakes on the side and coffee and like we did the whole shebang. And I was like, "Oh, the grits!" Like I just expected like the size of this kitchen. And seeing the people sweating in the back, I was like, yeah, this is probably good. The texture was just off. It was kind of chunky. Half of it was cold. So I don't know if I just got a bad batch, but I was like, disappointing grits.
Yeah.
Not cheesy enough, not buttery enough, just kind of plain. Did something just explode?
Yeah. Earthquake!
Probably just some kind of dump truck.
Yeah. Yeah, bad grits.
So disappointed Breakfast Club was closed this morning.
Yeah.
I'm not.
You didn't miss out.
Yeah, I know.
I've never seen
I
it
thought
closed.
I've
did.
never seen it closed either.
Because my phone didn't get any of those messages for some reason.
The group?
Yeah, it all just was like, it was like 12 messages that all was like failure, like try to re-download. So I clicked on all of them and then it all popped up. And that was like right before I was coming here. So I was just sad on the way here thinking about Breakfast Club. But then you guys didn't get to have it. So
I don't
it's
think
okay.
you would have. We were texting, what, like 8 a.m.?
Yeah.
You're not awake at
My
8
phone
a.m.
wakes me up when it vibrates even.
Oh, okay. I just don't know you to be a morning person.
I'm not.
But for Breakfast Club, you might
Yeah.
have, yeah.
I am a morning person for Breakfast Club.
Floriana's doesn't disappoint. It's still pretty good. Because they
It's
got
like a Greek diner.
what?
Floana's. Like everyone in there was Greek and all the food was Greek.
Yeah, that's
It
good.
doesn't sound like a Greek place.
It clearly used to be a Mexican restaurant because they still have like Mexican restaurant decor up in there.
What was that? I don't know. Maybe neither of you went that. I think it was just called like Tacos and Beer, and we went there. With
Oh, yeah, I
Paul.
went there.
And then
Yeah,
like we
I
looked
live
at
right by there.
We looked at
a gas station.
the wall, and it was like it used to be an Asian restaurant because the wall is like a painting of like pandas or something, and I think they just painted sombreros on the pandas to make it tacos and beer.
That's like
that Mexican spot in Atlanta
that
where
really
that
authentic place by
that
the
used to be
stadium.
it used to be a Quiznos.
Yeah, because
and they've still got all the Quiznos chairs and all the paintings on the
but
wall.
like the whole wall, like you're saying, but it's just like sandwiches and like Quiznos red and green, and even like their welcome we're open sign is the Quiznos Q with the red and green. It's like whatever.
They just like put different stuff in the behind the sandwich bar and called it good.
Yeah.
Also reminds me up where Baskin Robbins used to be in Kingsgate. It made me laugh so hard when I realized it because there was no change at all. It was a Froyo spot, and it was called Froyo and More.
Mm-hmm.
And then that place failed, and apparently it got taken over. It's like a Vietnamese little store or something, and they just didn't want to spend more money on a sign or something. They just bought like one letter, and now it's called For You and More. Like, nice.
What?
It used to be Froyo and More, and now it's For You and More.
You just rearrange the letters.
Yeah. Cool. We do not. Like, what should we name this place? Well, can't call it Froyo anymore.
For you.
For You?
But what do you like? I wouldn't. If you were like, "What is this store?" I'd be like,
For You and More.
Vietnamese
like,
food, of course.
I mean, like, is it like a couples only clothing store? Like For You and More? Like what?
I didn't really inspect. I think the sign just said it was like a Vietnamese. I think it's just like a little convenience store full of Vietnamese shit. Go get some Thai guy.
That's so weird.
I could probably get all my Vietnamese treats there. Colas, Capri Sun.
What was I can't remember the like all, like
The
all
weirdly-
the off-brand where it's like Oreos are called something it's
Weirdly
like 10 letters
shaped
long.
bags of Doritos that were like really long and skinny.
Oh yeah,
That was bizarre.
that was a good vacation. You
Fun
missed out on
times.
Thailand, man. Thailand.
Yeah, because I had to go back for that piece of shit job.
Yeah. Why didn't you? We were speaking of that earlier. Why didn't you take down Caroline?
Eh,
You maybe still could take them to court.
nah,
Get some kind of settlement money out of them.
not interested.
Well, okay, what was the deal with the overtime? I don't know. It
It's
was
just I don't get paid overtime.
they were
'cause
like,
I'm
we're
on
not going to pay
salary.
over. Oh.
Would they
Okay.
even pay you for the hours, or were they just saying like,
No, it just is a fixed pay every week.
Right.
so whether you work 20 hours or
Mostly it was
80
just I
hours?
just really did not get along with my boss. It's not a place I wanted to work for a long time.
Hmm. That place is just, it's like nothing's ever blatant, but you can just tell the longer you work there, just like the people in charge are just in it for themselves.
Yeah.
There's nothing about it that's really that exciting. Like all the times that like Jesse and I, when we were in the detail shop, all the times that they would just bring stuff up to us, like, you're not doing it good. It's like, we're bringing in money for you guys. Like, I don't, it was just always this weirdness. Like,
Yeah.
and then again, it's like your brother was throwing money into his own pocket and all that shady shit that he was doing for what, 20 years that he worked there?
Oh yeah. Oh, we don't need to bring that up then. Yeah. Getting mad at saying valets can't read their books, yet your own brother used to smoke cigarettes while he was detailing cars.
Yeah, like
And you let that
6-figure
slide.
cars, and he's poking his head out and just like posting, "Hey, yo, what's up, guys?" Just has a cigarette in his
He
mouth.
didn't say
like,
what's up, guys. That guy was an asshole.
To
Too.
be
Well,
specific, Stu wasn't referring to Sam's brother. He was referring to the owner of this property's
Yeah,
brother,
that's your
who
brother.
who was pocketing money on the side.
He was doing a bunch of shady shit at the detail shop and smoking while he detailed cars and shit. It
Yeah,
was nasty.
we used to have people come up and say, "Hey, can I get the cash special?" It's like, what does that mean? He's like, "Oh, I used to give him just $200 cash, and then he would do the whole car."
Yeah.
And I'd be like, "Really?" Because the books say that he made like $100 a day every day for the last 15 years. So, too bad. You got to pay us. It's now $40.
Yeah.
$40 cash or card. We'll take it. Yeah, that's too bad.
Yeah. That
I
place
just-
was just stressful as shit.
I kind of laughed when Nate had told me that they were like, if you see Sam on property, call security. and
That
stuff.
was the
It was
thing
just
that
like,
really pissed
really?
me off the
Like,
most.
you were there for so long.
So
You're
long.
so loyal, and
I
then it's like,
never had any incidents with like customers or anything.
you even put in 2 weeks. You weren't just
Yeah.
like, fuck this place, I'm tossing this table, I'm getting out of here. You were
I
like,
could
I
get
want to put in
like
my
if
2
they
weeks.
fired me on the spot, then maybe they'd be
Yeah.
like, "Well, make sure he doesn't freak out." It's like I turned in my 2 weeks, and you guys just let me go 2 days early. Like, oh, we're gonna let you go 2 days early. I went, okay. And I was like, all right. I was laying there like petting our dog. Like, oh, okay. Like,
Well, then there was
Right.
that weirdness with Max where he happened to be going to the Mariners game, the same night that they were having their company
that's
party.
right.
And
You were over when he was saying that.
he
I
was like,
gonna
"Oh,
bring that
I'll
up.
come by and say hey," and they were like, "That's not a good idea."
It's because his friend works at Carillon, and their summer party was at a Mariners game this year.
Mm-hmm.
So Max was like, "Oh, I'll get tickets to the game, and like I'll just come sit with you guys
Hang
and
out with everyone.
and
yeah.
kick it," because he was friends with everyone in the office.
Yeah.
And we don't need to drop names, I guess. Mr. Facilities was like to Max's friend was like, "That's a bad idea. Like that would make you look bad. Don't tell him to come." And it's like, I thought you were supposed to be friends with
They were
Max
buddies
and everything.
talking about trucks all the time and
Yeah.
getting drunk at
Who
the
gives a
parties.
shit, man?
That's so weird.
I
That's
have
why I didn't care when
I have
left.
a very different opinion of him now, Mr. Facilities.
Really.
Yeah, he's just kind of
Wow.
who's whipping boy.
Yeah, I mean, I've always known that because
'Cause when
he's happy saying yes because he gets paid enough money to not give a shit.
Because when she told
weird.
me, "Hey, we're gonna let you go 2 days early," he was just standing there in our office, like not talking, and I was just like, "Okay." And I gave the the work phone, the keys.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm gonna go grab my some stuff from my office, and I'll leave.
Yeah.
And I was sitting in there. That's right. I was taking down some people's numbers because all I had was the work phone.
Mm-hmm.
Said, "Can I keep it for just tonight?" I thought I had a couple more days with the phone. I can back up my stuff. Nope. You can come in tomorrow and do that stuff. It's just like whatever.
Like you really have to leave right now?
Well, that was the end of my work day, anyways.
Oh, okay.
So I was leaving. They just said, "You don't need to come back the next 2 days." I said, "Can I keep the work phone overnight so I can try and transfer over the number, contacts to a new phone stuff?" She just no. It's like, okay, well, that sucks. I was like, I'm just going to go when I'm grabbing my stuff at my desk. I'm going to take down a couple numbers that I might need just for today. And they said, okay. I was at my desk for literally like 3 minutes. Mr. Facilities pops around the corner. "Hey, Sam, is everything going fine in here? Everything okay?" It's like, "Yeah, dude, everything's fine."
Yeah, I'm doing exactly what I said.
And then
I'd be
2
doing.
seconds later, I was done, turned off the phone, gave him all the stuff, took my shit, got out of there. And then, the next day when I came, because I did show up with my new phone the next day and got help switching over, backing up all my contacts and pictures and all that. And that was when Jesse and Cozen and all the homies at the property, like Cozen, when I was walking after I got done with the phone, I was walking out of the office and he walked up behind me and like got one hand like around me like that and put his other hand in my back like that, and it's like, "I was told to escort you off the property." And I'd like turned around and I was like, "Dude, that was weird." I was like, "That's like the feeling I got yesterday."
Yeah.
This was before I knew anything. I said, because Mr. Facilities sitting there waiting for me like to leave, like watching me.
Yeah.
And he said, "No, after you left, they told everyone, all the facilities guys, everyone, if you see Sam on the property, call security or call me." And when I heard that, I was like, "What the hell?" And like, I kind of thought Cozen was joking. I was like, "Really?" He said, "No, really." And then
fucking weird.
I went down and talked to Jesse, told me the exact same thing. Dead serious. And I was
So
like,
like,
wow.
if you went in there as a paying
It's like-
customer to have Jesse detail your car, he's like, "I can't do it. I'm supposed to call security."
I think
or like
it was
if Sue
just
saw you, she'd be like, "You need to leave."
I think it was just for that day, but still, it's like, come on.
But that's weird because they've only ever done that when people are quit or they fire someone on their spot.
It's like, I already gave my 2 weeks. You think I'm going to show up back at this place after my 2 weeks?
It's like,
I am so sick of this
I'm willingly
place.
quitting and walking away. I'm not going to come back and cause any shit.
I
We're
worked here
doing
for,
things
like-
the proper way of doing it.
I worked
but
here for like 8 years. Like, I
Right.
do not want to come back here pretty much ever again if
You're
I
not
don't have
Mr.
to.
You're not Mr. Hothead. There was never a moment of you
Yeah.
being like, "I'm pissed off." Rah, like,
If anything, I was too laid back.
right.
Chilling.
That is so weird.
I know. So that's how that ended, and that place is shitty.
That's weird. And it's also hilarious.
And then
'cause
it's like the only time
piece
I
of
went
shit.
back was that next day for the phone thing,
Mhm.
and I said bye to like all the booth people and stuff.
Mhm.
And then when I was at the cabin for the 4th, like Ton was texting me like, "Hey, miss you, friend." It was like,
Oh, you
and I
know.
was like, he's like, "Come back and have a beer," and I was like, "All right." That's the only time I'd ever come back. If Ton said, "Hey,
Yeah.
meet me after work, I'll
did Gene ever
have
die?
a beer." Gene did die. Yeah,
That's too bad.
he was
so
very old.
He was so
He's
old.
not in good health, but He's a good guy.
I don't know why he kept working.
He made that model
because
of
he
the
was bored.
cabin. That model of the cabin was
lonely.
dope.
Well, yeah, that's the thing is you get old. Like if his wife had died, he's just
his
got nothing
his
to
wife
fill in
had
his
died.
days.
He had
No,
two
no.
kids.
What it
that,
was
like
was-
moved to California and they like
No,
never saw
he
him.
back in the day he went home from work early and his wife was in the hot tub with like another dude at his house. He told me this.
Damn.
And then he broke up with her. You know, the marriage ended. She left him for that guy.
And he never loved
And
again.
then like he never got married again, I don't think.
Well,
And
he's not that cool of a guy anymore.
his kids weren't that great to
he,
him.
He told me. See, he told me that one time. He's like, "Well, my kids never show up for Thanksgiving or blah." I'm like,
Yeah, his
"Sorry,
kid
old
his
man.
kid
Like, I'm
lives
not
in,
gonna
like-
spend Thanksgiving
his
with
kid
you."
lives in like Redmond and like wouldn't even.
Yeah, he told
see
me
him or
something
nothing.
about some people in California. That he's like, "Oh, it was my
Oh,
birthday
he had a
yesterday. And no
son-
one showed up or wished me happy birthday." I'm like,
He had a son that lived here.
"Sorry."
Yeah, it was sad.
Yeah.
When he was like, he fell or something at his house, and he was in like a
Didn't
little
he fall at
nursing
work?
home at the end of Willows. Yeah, he did a couple times, but he always came back from
Sounds
those.
horrible for smiling at that. Like I can't help it. Like picturing old people falling. It's just
You are a
kinda-
bad person.
I mean, I don't hate him. I just think like, you know, if I'm on Instagram, I see a video of like old person gets like juked by their grandson in basketball and falls
Well,
down
that's
and breaks
funny.
their hip. I'm just kind of like, yeah. But also, I think at any age, watching someone like look around and miss a step and just face plant, I would probably laugh.
Falling down is
Yeah.
always funny.
Yeah.
Less
Yeah.
funny when you're just hearing about it, though, you animal. And it's a dead person.
I mean, he's dead now. Obviously, when he told like when you were like, yo, Gene's face is fucked up because he fell. I was like, whoa.
Yeah. No, you were like,
Let me see the footage. YouTube.
no, yeah, he was in like some nursing home in like Bellevue, and then me and Max went to visit him, and he was like,
You
he
actually
was like
went?
saying like he hasn't had like any visitors and stuff. Sad.
That's sad.
He was like,
That's too bad.
I'll try and come back, and we like both knew like, no way, you're coming back to work.
Oh, dude.
And he's like, I just want you guys to know how much your friendship has meant to me. And I was like, oh God. But he
Tear
made
jerking.
the last thing he did was make a model of the cabin.
Hmm.
It is perfect.
It's at
You
the
saw
cabin
it.
or
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
okay.
at the cabin.
Why is it at the cabin?
He's never, because it's where else would I fucking put it?
I don't know. Like I feel like your parents would have wanted it to like sit in their house to be like, oh, that's our cabin. Some guy like
No.
cool story behind this guy who made it. Not like you go to the cabin like, oh yeah, that's where we are. Like
Yeah.
this, the other random stuff that's in like those gay sailors.
Oh, yeah. That weird old statue where one of them's like riding on his
They're
back
like
or something.
leapfrogging each other or something.
I'd say the model is better than the weird old decorations that were there.
We like broke down all the individual items in that and like, was your grandpa secretly gay? Like this was like this like secret gay clubhouse at the cabin because we're like, oh look at this, and we're like making up reasons of why he was gay. We just
I wasn't.
We're just we were-
My friends are just
we were
mean
just,
people.
we were just drunk one night and just we were like picking apart every little item to be like, I don't know, look at this over here. The way these magazines, really home magazines, decor magazines. Your grandpa was a fag.
Those decor magazines from 2011 that my mom reads belong to my grandpa that built the cabin.
I don't know.
Oh, it was not
All
even
those,
my
all those
grandpa. It's
wrestling
my
magazines.
great grandpa. I think it was my
Runs in the
grandma. I think it was
family,
my
I don't know.
grandma's
It's genetic.
dad. Yeah.
You're racist.
Nope.
Your racist great grandpa.
Nope, not racist because they're.
Well, he might have also been racist.
Well, yeah.
Well, no, I think, the one from Alabama, and you found like a KKK
Yeah,
knife or something.
That's not.
That's his dad's side of the family.
That's my dad's side.
Wait.
Well, it's still my dad's side is the cabin, but it's
Yeah.
my dad's mom, not my dad's dad.
I thought the
Gotcha.
cabin. Oh yeah.
My dad's dad,
Yeah.
my grandpa, is from Alabama, and my
Yeah.
my dad's mom is from up here.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And her dad is the one that built the cabin, Grandpa Chase.
Oh, okay. Makes sense now.
And
I don't
you
know.
can't be racist and gay. It just if he's gay because of the stuff at the cabin, then
Shane
you can't be racist.
Shane
too.
Torres had a really funny tweet. He said, "Your racist grandpa, or your great grandpa, makes your racist grandpa look liberal."
Yeah. Yeah, man.
That
What's
was a
the
good
point
standard.
of looking up heritage for white people? Racist.
Yeah, I got like one of my aunts did that, and like all the relatives started in Maine. Like it went directly from Finland to Maine, to like some of them stayed, some of them went to Texas, and some of them went to Washington. So my branches of Washington, I was like, good. No racism in my part, because like if you're like a Finnish
Still
immigrant,
could be racist.
but like you're a Finnish immigrant who goes to Maine in like the like late 1800s, and then you move to Washington, like where was your chance to become racist?
Along the way, run into some other race back. Ooh.
Ooh, what is,
I don't know.
it just happens that
I
quick.
imagine that's how racist people are. Just like,
Nah, racism is taught. You have to be at a young age to be like, don't talk to those people. Don't do that. Like, I don't think someone just looks at someone and it's just like...
So your Finnish great-grandparents might not have hated, black people or Hispanics, but they would be like, those damn dirty Swedes coming over here.
Right.
that's still
fucking everything up.
That still
Irishmen.
counts. That still counts.
Yeah. But that's like old-timely. That's like white on white racism.
But that's
is
just
different.
the thing, is that no matter how similar everyone else is, people have always found a reason to hate each other.
Yeah.
Like
that's
in
true.
in England,
Yeah.
did you guys see the fucking movie with Kit Harington, and he played Guy? He didn't play Guy Fawkes, but it was like
Game of Thrones?
No, it was the 3-part miniseries.
Oh,
It was
Game of Thrones.
The Gunpowder Plot. I think it was.
died.
I think it was just called Gunpowder Plot, but it was fucking English Protestants killing English Catholics. It's like you're not the right kind of white English Christian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that went on through Europe for
Yeah.
ages and ages.
Until they found other colors of people to hate.
Yeah.
So
Wait, these ones are a different color.
yeah,
We're on a team now.
It's like I don't think humanity is ever going to come together until we get to like Star Trek times where we gotta fuck up the Klingons before
Yeah.
they come and get us.
Yeah, I feel like if an alien presence was to
That's
just fly
true.
down one day and be like, what are you people of this planet going to do about it? That might bond everyone together.
You're right.
But even like a zombie apocalypse, everyone just be like, I'm for my own. Like,
So
if
the
I
white
see-
on white
I think-
racism ended with other colors coming in.
Yeah.
Now maybe the overall racism
will end
between
with-
the colors ends with a new species
Yeah, us
showing
as a
up.
human
new
race.
intelligent species
Well,
with big
Earthlings.
weapons.
I'm betting that if there was some kind of zombie apocalypse and there was like a white guy and a black guy and they both like hated the other race, but they were both also well stocked and provisioned and like they knew they'd have a better chance of survival together, they'd get over it.
Either
After
that
we kill
or-
the aliens, we can go back to being racist.
But I mean, you guys have both seen that movie, The Road, right?
I don't think
yeah,
I've seen
with
Viggo
Mads
Morgenstern?
Mikkelsen. I thought it was Mads
Viggo
Mikkelsen. Oh no, it
Morgenstein.
was
Viggo
Viggo
Morgenstein.
Morgenstein.
And that kid is based off a really good book, but that like apocalypse, that's not zombies, but it's kind of like the world is just suddenly dying and no one can do anything about
Just
it.
like cannibals and shit.
That was
out
like
there.
crazy cannibals, like
Yeah.
every man for himself. Like I kind of somehow picture a zombie apocalypse being like, okay, most of the zombies are gone, everyone's just foraging for themselves, and if they got to eat you, you better fucking run. Like I kind of pictured, like especially
kind of
where I am
movies are
down
awesome.
south, that many like
That's where they film Walking Dead.
Yeah, that's
right,
Walking
yeah,
Dead.
it might be that bad for me. I'll just hide out.
Well, you can go to the same prison that fucking Rick and the gang found.
Sure.
I mean, I don't know. Won't there be inmates?
I don't know. No, they would have all been zombies by
They all would
then.
have been zombies or killed each other.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
But yeah, that's when humanity's going to come together,
You
is
think
when we
that-
find some other people we have to hate.
You think if there was like a zombie outbreak, do you think they would let the prisoners out, or everyone would just dip and leave them in their cells?
I think all the bad people would do whatever they can to be like remain bad. Like, all the bad people would just be like a lady and her baby. I'm out of here because there's zombies 20 feet away. I think the
Do you
good-
think
a
someone
lot
would
of-
let
a lot
them
of-
out?
Uh,
Someone would hit the unlock cells button, have the door slides
probably
open.
one of the guards in there would have a soul enough to be like,
I can't just leave them.
See,
all
I don't
trapped.
think every inmate is in their cell all at once. I think they kind of rotate who's
yeah, he
got
might
like.
be. Well,
So-
but like if the guys are outside and there's this, like they're gonna, if
Yeah.
they sealed off the prison while
Yeah,
all the guys
those
on-
guys will maybe
outside-
let the other guys out.
Yeah.
Depends on who's in the cells. And
I
who's
don't
out.
know, but like, okay, so this touches
If that's
on
your
something,
squad, your lunchtime squad,
right?
recess squad.
But at the same time, there's psychopaths in jail and prison who would be like, oh, there's a zombie apocalypse, whatever, and just like kill people anyway, like because they're just fucking
Yeah.
psychopath. That brings me to the point. I had a long conversation with these guys at a bar about what the difference between jail and prison, because
Oh, yeah.
one guy was very set on saying jail is worse than prison
No.
because
No.
in jail you're gonna get out sooner, so you get away with more shit. And I'm like, no, and he's like anyone can survive prison. Jail is where you get raped and killed. And I was like, No, they make TV shows about jail.
Yeah.
They make hardcore movies about prison because, like,
Jail is like where you go when you're waiting to go to prison. Like
Right.
you're in jail when you're on trial.
you might be in jail for like 7 or 8 years, right?
Depends how long your trial goes.
But yeah, I'm like, because obviously, none of us have been to jail or prison. Well,
I went to jail.
yeah, you did for like a weekend.
I spent a weekend in jail.
Weekend in Kirkland, King County.
Did you get raped?
Did you get touched?
Only like 3 or 4 times.
Okay, not too bad.
And you can't really rape the willing anyway.
You made
so.
it sound like a very delightful, like, I met these guys, they're coming out, a lot of interesting people, some cool stories.
That's just because you were in the shower like Gronk spiking the soap on the ground. Oh, making a big scene. Everyone's like, what is up with this new guy? We're not doing that.
Yeah.
Aw.
Oops.
No, it was just really boring.
But yeah, but I
Yeah.
I really had to convince this guy that prison is way worse. Like, prison is where they send you after they decide how bad you are.
Yeah,
Like,
there's different levels of prison.
Yeah, there's different types and levels of prison, but I mean, like, I've never heard of anything like, oh, this guy murdered someone, he's gonna spend 8 years in jail. Like,
Yeah.
no, like, they're sending you to
Going to
fucking prison.
With all the other killers and
Yeah,
rapists.
killers and rapists
whatever.
and like you. Where did like rich guy prison goes? Like, how bad are those really? Because like all these guys,
Not.
like, oh, they've stolen billions of dollars and they're gonna spend 30 years in prison. It's like, is it really just like, oh, good evening, sir, please run this way, or is it really like, yo, I gotta watch my ass because like
I
some
think
other creepy,
think it's middle
rapey kind of billionaire guy who went to jail is gonna like, I'm getting my chance in the shower.
I think if you're either rich enough or like high profile enough of a criminal or whatever, like El Chapo or something, like you don't see other inmates at all. Like, you're in your cell. It's probably more cushy.
Well,
for the rich people, not El Chapo.
The
but
prison El
rich people.
Chapo's in is like in a skyscraper in
he's
Manhattan.
like the
Wow,
like
And he's not even allowed like rooftop time.
yeah.
he's just gonna sit and rot for 50 years.
He does not get outside time at all.
But for like rich people that get in rich people crimes, I think they probably go to some pretty cushy jails. But they probably still don't see any other inmates unless they're other rich guys.
Right.
Yeah, probably.
I just always wondered, like, because obviously whenever you see a Netflix show or some movie, it's it's like normal prison.
Well,
that like we instinctually picture as prison, of like people getting shanked and shower time and mean ass guards. Not like The Longest Yard. The Longest Yard is like, haha, prison football. We hate the guards. But then you look at a movie, guards versus prisoners.
Tracy Morgan's a tranny.
Oh, the guards are playing.
He was hilarious
Sweet.
in that movie.
Yeah, he was.
Everyone was hilarious in that movie.
But like I think like movies like Shot Caller. You know, the one with Jamie Lannister. Did you guys ever see that?
Oh,
No.
I did see that movie.
Then we watched that at the apartment.
It's like at the start, he's like a normal ass like husband.
Yeah.
Then
Well, Tommy Chong talked about how he spent
like,
a
gets
year
in a
in
This
prison.
this is a great. He gets
Drunk driving crash.
kills one of his friends, gets sent to prison for like 10 years, and basically the whole movie is about. It kind of works from both sides in, but it's like the development of how prison makes you a criminal and like makes you a monster. Because this guy went from like, oh god, I'm just an accountant, like what do I do, to being like shot caller.
All right, while we're
at
on
the end of the movie's the top like Nazi skinhead.
Because he kills the top guy in a savage. I'm not gonna tell you savage movie. There are some straight up like prison murders that you're just like, whoa,
Yeah,
that was gruesome, hand to hand.
this is a pretty gnarly movie.
While
Like
we're
in-
on
like
the
in
topic
Law-Abiding
of
Citizen.
movies, though, I have a Spider-Man question that I thought you might be able to answer.
Spider-Man.
Okay.
So in the Spider-Verse movie, he's Miles Morales, but his parents are like married and still together.
Yeah.
And his dad is like Officer Davis.
Yeah.
So why isn't he Miles Davis?
Because that name's been taken.
Yeah. But I thought, in the Spider-Man game,
I don't
like,
think the parents are married. I think I think it's one of those things like they don't address it, but I kind of took it as like, oh, the parents aren't married and he took his mom's name.
in the Spider-Man game, they had his dad named Jefferson Davis. I was like, you can't name a black guy the name of the president of the Confederacy. That's just in bad taste.
That's true. But that's because it was made by Sony, and Sony doesn't own the rights to the actual comic. So they might have tweaked it a little bit for the
Kind of
game.
do their own thing.
Well, I mean, they own the rights to Spider-Man, but like any Spider-Man comic is still produced by Marvel.
Yeah.
Sony, as far as I know, Sony owns the rights to Spider-Man in like
Movies
and stuff. Like they technically the whole
but
Tom Holland
Marvel
thing,
makes the games.
No, the latest game was by Sony.
That the Avengers game that's going to be coming out
Yeah, that's
next
weird.
year. It's probably going to be awesome.
I've been waiting for a game like that for years.
We've
and
talked
years and
about
years.
like whenever we were playing
Yeah.
Arkham or
Or like the
anything.
X-Men,
It's like
the
why
X-
don't
did you
they?
So
play
is
X-Men
it
video
going to be
games?
like Arkham, but you can switch between the X-Men or,
Yeah, it's
or
got-
the
I
Avengers?
think it's like as the story develops, you like get a chance to play as every character for like 3 or 4 levels, and then you switch to someone else. But it takes place in San Francisco.
And it looks really good.
It looks
Obviously
cool.
it's still being developed and it's going to come out in like 2021 or
I think
something.
so. But it's like that's been in the works for years. Did either of you guys play that X-Men game for the GameCube and PS2?
Don't remember it.
Oh my god, it was you were Iceman, Wolverine, or Nightcrawler.
I think I did play
It was
this.
so fucking tight because as Iceman, you're literally just like you're like cruising around like the graphics were really good for time. Like as Iceman, you're cruising around on his like sled moving anywhere you want kind
Yeah.
of thing. As Nightcrawler, you just would like pull down the trigger and like choose where you want to teleport to and doing these like in the air moves. And obviously Wolverine is fucking awesome. It was like the greatest game of all time. It's like why don't they just go back to that? How hard is it to make while superheroes are hot? Why isn't it every single year they're coming out with a superhero game?
Yeah, they only did like just Batman
Just
and
Batman.
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Well, that Superman game
And
that
those-
came out for
both of them were
N64
awesome.
was the worst
game.
the worst game of all
It
time.
is ranked as one of the worst games of all time.
So-
I've had that game my entire life. I've never made it past the second
Did
level.
they even try to make new Superman games when the new movies came out with
They
Henry
did.
Cavill?
Did they?
Cavill,
on the Wii.
Cavill.
Oh.
On the Wii, I borrowed it from James Dixon, I think. It was kind of fun, but at the same time, you just kind of like
Fly around.
I win everything.
You're kind of flying around, just kind of like, okay, I beat the game, and I don't care to play this anymore. Like with Spider-Man, like you can beat the story mode, and there's so many things to do.
Yeah.
But you're like, oh, I'm just gonna restart. This game is a lot of fun. I don't mind playing it again. But the Superman game, I just was kind of like, okay, well, I just like flew around and punched people, pick up cars. Like Batman, tight.
Oh yeah.
If there's some good DC characters they could do.
Are there any good video games coming out the rest of the year?
Probably.
The Star Wars game, but they took away limbs being cut off by lightsabers.
No
that makes
more
it fucking
dismemberment.
lame.
Disney was like, mm-mm.
Like, we
No
can't-
dismemberment
We're here for the
Star
kids,
Wars.
and it's like make something for the kids who have grown up into adulthood that want adult fucking Star Wars.
There's been so many canceled Star Wars games that look so cool.
yeah. This one
They're
it
coming
looks
out with a
good. I'll
Darth
probably
Maul
get
game
it.
with dismemberment as well. And then there's like a bounty hunter game that got canceled as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to see like body parts all over the floor, but like if I cut somebody apart with a lightsaber and then he just kind of like fades into the ground, I'd be okay with that.
Hey, you want bodies?
I'd like to cut some people in half. That'd be cool.
Yeah. I want a specific move where you're like, especially.
I would be like slice, force push.
I
and
would-
just watch their
Right. Yeah. I would mostly want the dismemberment if every time you're facing another Jedi. I understand why you're slashing,
As you're mowing through drones.
that, yeah, you're just going through drones and stormtroopers that you're not going for this like head kill. But I feel like most, even like in the movies, most good deaths between Jedis end in like I chop off your arm and then I stab you, or I take off your head,
See,
or I
but
take off both your arms.
but nowadays,
and
like-
your legs, and then
Yeah.
you know what I
Nowadays,
mean.
when
Like
you're
I feel like
playing-
that happens in movies.
But
so
when you're
why
playing
not?
video games now, like when you get to a boss level like that and you deplete the boss's health, usually it triggers a cutscene.
Yeah, where it's like tap X 100 times,
It-
and then
and then, yeah, you cut
but
off
still
his
like
head.
that kind of dismemberment should have been fine for like the boss levels of actual Jedi's, or like the Sith guards, that have like the non-lightsaber phaser things
Well,
that can deflect lightsabers somehow.
Maybe they'll
the
still
big
allow
money-
it if it's like a creature and not like a trooper, like a
they,
human.
what I saw was only gonna be droids.
The big money for these video games is parents buying it for their kids at Christmas.
Yeah.
So parents, you got to keep it. They got to
Yeah.
preserve that, I guess.
We will
But
never
now
get a
we
Star Wars rated M.
But now we live in the future, so you could
Make a setting.
mods,
Yeah.
modifications, the whole online modding community.
I remember they used to do that. I think that was with like some shooting games. Like you could have on like violence or no violence, so there would either be blood or
Red
no
Dead
blood.
Redemption has that,
There you
where
go.
you can adjust the level of
Do
gore.
that with dismemberment.
yeah. Okay, speaking of video games, how come there hasn't been a good James Bond game
Since
our
Die
whole-
Another Day.
Our whole
That one was
childhood,
good.
Our whole childhood, they were
Agent Under Fire. That's what it was called.
I had one for the GameCube. That was third person.
The GameCube one was Agent Under Fire.
Okay, that was really good.
That was
It
really
third
good.
I don't
person.
remember that.
It was
There was like
person.
some driving levels.
Yeah, there was sometimes
Because
you're
I
like,
remember GoldenEye and The World Is Not Enough, I think, or something like that.
this one was pretty good. It was kind of like they finally took a model after GTA to have like each level you have to follow the course, but then like the expansion of it. It wasn't like the old games where just like you're in this room, just like running around the same room. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you remember this game,
whole lives.
True Crime: Streets of L.A.?
I never played it.
It was it was like a precursor to GTA, but like you were
I think it came out after GTA.
you were maybe after the first
Because
one,
like
but like you were a
GTA
cop.
3 came out for PS2 and
But, like,
super early and like
There was
Like
like
7th or 8th grade.
04, elementary school.
No, I mean like when they first started coming out. I thought it was elementary school, but like I started playing
first
like
GTA
Liberty Cities. Was,
GTA 3 was the first one that was third person.
they didn't really become notable until that sex scene.
Oh yeah.
When you could pick up a prostitute.
Yeah,
I remember
that's
playing
that's
in
when
the car-
GTA blew
car-
up in popularity.
I remember playing it nonstop just because I knew the weapons code and everything. And
San
ammo
Andreas
code.
was by far like one of the best games of my childhood. That
Yeah.
game was just fucking awesome because that really was the first game where I was actually interested of like, oh, and then you can just like drive anywhere you want. You can still like
cool music.
that was the first game that got songs you actually recognize. And then now what GTA 5 has been out for like 2 or 3 years and it's still running. It's still
it's
like,
been out longer than that. The last
it?
GTA came out
GTA 5.
in like 2012.
that was that long ago.
I don't know about.
I'm pretty
I thought it was
sure.
like 13
20
or 14
I have no clue.
because it came out.
Maybe
It was for PS4 and Xbox
Yeah.
One, right? It didn't come out for PS3.
Yeah.
I don't know how long those have been out either.
But that's, I mean, like,
Been out a while.
that game with,
Yeah.
like, speaking of, like, mods and
I
stuff
think
like that,
PS4's
that
been out,
game
like,
is
7
still
years.
going strong. Like, you still go into Walmart and they have GTA for, like, $50. It hasn't gone down because there's still, like, you can do GTA Online. They keep adding different things you can do. I'm just not that committed. I'm just like,
Yeah.
It's fun to play randomly. Like, yeah, steal cars and kill people. But, like, the next one apparently is, like, it's going to be even better.
Yeah, I haven't been playing video games as much as I used to. I
Yeah.
still have Red Dead 2 just wrapped up.
Really?
Yeah.
I got, what's the zombie one? Days Gone. I'm like,
I saw that on sale. I almost wanted to buy it.
it's fun. I'm like a quarter of the way through. I'll just randomly kind of sit down, like, yeah, you're riding around a motorcycle, shooting zombies. There's some like tense moments, but like, I'm just kind of taking my time with it. It's really,
Is that
really
the one
big.
I remember where like the trailer was like getting chased by like hundreds of zombies?
in
That-
the lumber mill.
Yeah.
That literally, like, there's literally
That
been
trailer I
times where I'm
remember.
just on the motorcycle. I'm like, oh, I gotta get some gas soon. And I turn a corner and I'm just like, holy shit! And there's like 100 zombies. All of a sudden, just like, just it's this
They all
huge
just
mob.
come running at
And
you.
if you're on foot, you're done because they're just full sprint the whole time. Your sprint bar, your like, stamina bar runs down after a while,
Now that we've
and
got
you're just.
better graphics and better video games, maybe they should take another crack at like a Matrix video game or I Am Legend or something
That
like
also
that.
was an amazing game.
I think they're
That game
coming out
was
with
so
a
much
World
fun.
War Z video game as well.
I saw that it's already out.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, you're like it's like 4 players.
Yeah, it looked kind of cool.
Yeah, it's kind of like a team oriented zombie game. It looks fun. I think it'll be like $10 by Christmas time though. So
Yeah,
I'll
good
buy it
point.
then.
Just wait.
That Matrix game though was the shit. That was
I
awesome.
remember it being cool on GameCube.
Yeah,
I never
that was one of
played
that was one of my favorite game. Oh, it was awesome. There's levels you're driving, you're riding those like the spaceship they have
Mhm.
in the real world. No, that was because you can use the cheat codes to like unlimited focus, and the whole level you're just like slow mo diving through the air, running up and doing flips on the wall. One of the characters you can do this like you like clip up at their shins so they twist sideways in the air, and then you punch them and they go flying back sideways. Like just like unlimited guys to you just kick their ass until you move to the next room. It was sweet. It was a great game. What's wrong with people? Why aren't they just like bringing back the shit that they know works?
Well, that's what they do. And
James Bond
Right.
and Matrix, like it's not like they'd be like, "Hey, new Matrix game."
Well,
They're
they
like,
try. Like they tried to come back with Battlefront. Just fucked up. Whoops.
yeah, but because they were trying to make too much money off it, they got too
Yeah.
greedy. But
Wow.
like speaking of that, when are they gonna start having Madden? I haven't bought a Madden since like
Me either.
Madden 12, 13. I'm just like, it's not fun anymore because it's like, why would I pay money for the same game I bought 5 years ago?
I
Nothing
haven't been
changed.
buying that.
Oh,
I
new
haven't bought the
interactive-
past couple.
I mean, how much
2Ks.
different could it? How much more different could it get? I mean, I am the one who's right there with you, Because back when we were kids, the video game developers didn't sign exclusivity contracts with the leagues. So there was Madden, there was NFL Blitz, there was Troy Aikman football, there was
Street, there was NFL Legends,
2K football.
Yeah, 2K. Everyone who had a game studio could take a whack at a sports game.
Yeah.
But now that there's only one developer making Madden's only making EA's making football.
Yeah.
Fucking. Only Sony's making baseball games now. There's no baseball games on Xbox for many years now.
2K does basketball, but I think EA still does make NBA Live.
Yeah, they do.
just no one
nobody
buys
plays it.
Yeah, no one. Because that's also. I mean, it's
Because
also
I remember seeing like NBA Live like 2019 or whatever, and it's at the store for like $15. It's like,
But yeah, back then they would
did this just come out?
The developers would have to compete with each other. Like, this is why you should get our game instead of the competitor's
and
game.
that's what was
they don't
cool
have
about
the incentive to do that anymore.
2K, when they had their like more simple form of the my player, creative player story mode. But then like the last time that you had it, it was like a theatrical movie thing going on.
I don't want to watch a fucking movie.
That's what I mean. Is like, all I want to do is make a guy that looks like me, imagine myself being the NBA, play like 5 or 6 seasons, being like the greatest player ever, and then give up. Like,
all I'm
I don't want to
interested
watch
in doing
30
is-
minutes of like, oh, mom and dad, why don't you love me anymore? I don't know what to do with my agent. I don't know what shoe size. It's like, I don't need to watch videos of this. Like the old ones that were still good, it was like, oh, hey, heads up, you've been playing this long. You have an offer from Nike and Adidas and Jumpman.
Choose your shoe company.
Didn't
you
that
wanna
start when
sign
like
with.
Spike Lee signed on to direct a game, one of the games?
Yeah.
He was in charge of the
That was
cinematics
the
or
last
something?
one that I bought, because exactly what you said. Like,
It's
I made my
stupid.
guy, and there was like all these cutscenes that I couldn't skip, and it's like,
Yeah.
I don't give a shit.
You just,
Literally,
you're
all I
sitting
want
there
to do,
watching something
the show. I just want to play the game,
Yeah.
use the points I get to upgrade my guy,
Yeah.
play another game.
Yeah. Or
Get
fast
it.
forward a week.
And like you
whatever.
said, when you get a shoe deal, instead of some big cinematic sequence where you're calling all these people, it's just a screen just pops up. Like, what shoe brand do you choose?
Or it's like it like puts you on the clock,
Jordan,
like make a
always.
decision, A, B, or C.
No,
and you're
I-
just like, oh, what? It's like, no.
I really enjoyed the last 2 Assassin's Creed games, the Egypt one and the Greece one, but I skip all of the cinematic
Yeah,
cutscenes
same.
and
I
shit.
like
Like,
the
I don't
Odyssey.
care about any of the dialogue.
Odyssey.
Odyssey's really
Is that good?
Yeah, it is really good. They kind of rushed it, but it's if you like the Origins, then you'll like
That was
Odyssey.
good. I never finished that playing.
They
on
literally
your
just
PS4.
pretty much, it's the same mechanics and everything, same graphics. They just got a new map, new missions.
Those games are going strong. I don't think that's a game that'll ever,
I've
because there's
done
always
that
another place they
for
can put it in.
every game I've ever played in my life, pretty much. I don't think I've ever watched cinematic
Yeah,
parts. I always skip it.
Because the first thing that happens is you
It's a
skip
point.
it, and then the person that you're supposed to do that mission with, they're just like, "Come on, come with me, blah blah blah,
Yeah.
hop on your horse," and you're just like, "Oh, now I know what's going on."
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna tell me what to do.
But Assassin's Creed is just kind of like, yeah, I kill people. I know what to do. Like they're like quietly go up and kill this guy. Like, oh, I know the drill. I'm here for the graphics and the fun of being on horseback in slow mo. Like,
I like when you just like ride up on you got a person you got to kill, you ride up on your horseback and just charge up a shot, slash
Yeah.
them right away.
Yeah.
All their friends are chasing you and shooting arrows. You're like, I don't give a fuck. Just want to kill that guy.
we all have murder dreams.
Or just turn the corner and jump into
Oh, you should see
jump
Paul
into the
play
cart
Red
of
Dead
hay.
Redemption. He's got some serious murder
Is
fantasies.
Paul one of the guys that like shoots the dead bodies in the face after, like, just for the sake of like that kind of crazy?
He'll find inventive ways to kill people. He'll like
Oh, he's
tie
creative.
He'll
Okay.
tie people up and then like beat them for a long time and throw them off a cliff into a bunch of cactuses. Yeah, Paul. He'll let them get eaten by gators. He does all kinds of heinous shit. But that's
Yeah,
that's
Paul,
That's a lot of
come.
effort.
But that's
God damn.
why we need video games, is because I'm a grown up and I want to kill shit, and it's best that I kill
I can't
virtual.
afford a real gun.
It's better for me to kill virtual shit.
I guess it is better that Paul does that in this video game instead of doing it to one of us.
Or they're like putting poison in one of those sandwiches. he's
Nate
making.
was found tied up, beaten, and fed to gators in New York. Where do you find those? Who knows?
Fed to fucking New York seagulls. Those things will rip you apart.
Did you hear about
The New York seagull.
in Florida warning like don't flush drugs because you're gonna create meth gators?
Alabama.
Yeah.
Oh, it was Bama.
That's
there
weird.
you go. I just assumed Florida.
I saw a video of these 2 kids in Australia swimming, and they said it was Australia, and I didn't know that orcas went to Australia.
I didn't know either. I thought they preferred the cold water.
That's what I thought. They said it was somewhere in Australia. It was like these 2 kids swimming, and these orca fins are like on both sides of them. Like if the kids are the rat, or is that a rat? What is that?
That's a koala.
Oh, I can't tell from back here. It's gray and it has ears. Looks right. Anyway, if those are the kids, these 2 orcas on each side are just like zoning in, and then they just like swim past and kept going. But it was like,
shit, my
who's filming that? Not being like, oh my god, these kids get. But it's like Australia.
But there are no recorded cases of orcas killing a human in the wild. It's only like trainers in captivity.
Yeah, because when you a giant killer animal like the killer is in the name.
That's what happens.
Why
when
would you want that near you?
It's when you
killer is in
keep
the
a sea monster in a baby pool.
No matter how gentle it's supposed to be, I would fucking panic if anything that huge was next to me.
Did you guys?
Especially in the
if I saw-
water.
Did you guys see that documentary called Blackfish?
I did not watch it.
Yeah,
What
like
was
the
that?
way
I
they
figured that would just make me sad.
the way
It,
they
like,
kill the trainers, they
exposes
just like
SeaWorld,
they just like grab the foot and just drag it down to the bottom of the tank.
foot or hair or
That's how
whatever
smart
they
they
can
are.
grab.
They know they're just like you can't survive down here. You can't survive down here. That's how smart they are.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't even want to swim with dolphins. I don't even get people doing this. Like that happened. I saw that happen a couple months ago. Someone was
Gotta get the shit kicked out of him by dolphins.
This dolphin grabbed a little girl, dragged her down to the bottom, and then let her go. And so she swam and everything was fine. But the dolphin was just like, what? Like
What?
Like what?
Huh? You guys
Like
swimming
the
with
dolphin
me?
went back and was just like, okay, give me another fish.
Have you seen the video of like it's in San Francisco and there's like a girl sitting on the side of the dock and a seal just jumps up and grabs her butt and pulls her
Yeah,
in?
yeah, like some like little girl, and it's just like I don't get why people are comfortable with nature. Like I
Yeah.
think as people see like trained animals, but still, even like how many times did those trained tigers try to kill somebody?
I think
More
once.
than enough.
How much violence did it take to get that tiger not to bite you every single time
I think
you
it
step
was.
up to it?
I think it was Chris Rock that had a stand up where he goes, people wanting to blame the tiger. He's like, that tiger didn't go crazy. That tiger went tiger. I was like, yeah, that's a fucking killing machine. Like no matter how many times you whip it and think you have it trained, its instincts are to look at you and go, you're moving and you look good.
That's what I always think with those like Instagram people I see. They're always like laying with Instagram famous people. World Star will always post them like laying with big ass lions or
Cheetahs.
all kinds of animals. It's like God, like that looks awesome because he is laying with them and it's like licking his face and like
It's
oh,
a power move.
It's like yeah, but
that's
one,
a big power move.
But one day,
Well, if you're Mike Tyson, that shit, you can fight off a fucking tiger or a lion.
Mike Tyson will knock that tiger
Yes, he
out.
would.
Yeah, he
But I
might.
saw this video. I saw this
You
video
better run.
of
Don't
this.
like hang out to like
No,
watch it.
I
this,
think
this dude in China was trying to sneak into
You're
the
asking
zoo,
for it.
and he jumped over the fence and found himself in the tiger enclosure. And that thing took one chomp out of like the corner of his neck right there,
done.
and just blood everywhere.
Yeah,
he's,
but
Also,
he's a
just
rag
the
doll.
chomp is just like your neck's broken. You're
That's
dead.
like that's like
Everything.
400 pounds of pressure
Yeah,
at least.
But that's what I mean. Is like we're not even just talking about animals that like the front view animals that are like bred to kill. A horse. If you walk up to a horse the wrong way,
Kicks you in the
they're just
face.
gonna kick you in the face and you die.
Yeah.
I mean, like what else is it? Like I don't get what people are ever like. You guys know my story about punching a horse.
Yeah.
That was the most scared I've ever been because I'm trapped between a wall and a horse that's taking off where the rat is. It was that close to me and decided to take off full speed. The amount of sound and energy that horse was producing was enough to me just like, I was scared. Because seriously,
It
if
is
that horse
scary.
turns the wrong way and one of those legs hits me in the face, I'm dead.
Pretty much no matter what animal it is, if it's not happy with me, I would be a little scared. Like I've never really been someone that's afraid of raccoons. But the
I'm not
gonna approach one.
just the
That
other
thing's coming
day,
at you.
I was leaving Danny's, and apparently raccoons live like under that shed that's in their yard. And we saw him the other day because I was leaving his house, and the raccoon like got in a fight with one of his neighbor's cats. And I was like, whew, like I'll go up through the driveway out the other way instead of the side trail. And then so that other night I was leaving, I was sketched out. Like I turned on the porch light, looked out. All right, no raccoons, whatever. Turned on my phone light and was walking out. And right when I got past his house, I heard a noise, so I looked over to my right and shined, and it was a little baby raccoon like 2 feet away from me. And then from somewhere else in the darkness, I just heard like and like rustling of bushes, and I booked it as fast as I ever have into
Those are creatures of
Danny's.
the night.
Yeah, not gonna get fucked up and get some disease by a raccoon.
Well, I mean, I think anything you would get from a raccoon, you just go get shot. But still, that's a hassle.
Now I'm just sketched out whenever I'm gonna be leaving Danny's looking for the murderous raccoon.
Yeah.
Because I've seen him before. Like I was saying, I used to not be scared of raccoons. I would see them sitting by the shed. I would just walk right by them. They wouldn't do anything. But I think now that it has babies, it's like, I'm going to kill you.
Right.
Because right when I saw that baby, I was like, I got this bad feeling. Like, oh, fuck. And then just heard like that weird demon cat noise.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
I was just sitting on my back
Okay.
porch one day, and I just heard a rustling in the bushes, and I saw a mother raccoon carrying her baby in her mouth, just like walking across the yard.
Yeah.
Didn't give a fuck about me.
I used to think raccoons were cool because they have hands and they grab stuff. Now I don't like them.
Yeah. It's got little hands. Yeah, I don't know.
I would like a raccoon if I owned one though. I've seen people own raccoons. That'd be dope.
They're
If it had
smart.
shots and stuff,
They're smart.
I'd be down. Because I
Yeah.
saw a video the other day of a raccoon sitting on a couch eating popcorn. He just had a pile of popcorn on his
He's
stomach.
just
And he was just watching. I think he was watching like TV of a raccoon. The person put
Yeah.
into the. Just grabbing him with his little thumbs.
I think it's because cartoons for us like kind of make you feel like animals are cooler than they actually are. Because like in Pocahontas,
Especially, I guess, raccoons.
Pocahontas as a kid, it
raccoons
was
in
like
all
she had a
kinds of-
raccoon friend that was like hilarious and cool
They
and
put
understood what she
raccoons
said,
in
and it
all
was like,
kinda
I want to pet raccoon.
cartoons and everything. Make them look,
Wild thornberries.
make them
Yeah.
look all cool.
Yeah, like a special connection. Just like, no, if that elephant gets mad for some reason, like there was like that video, like there's people on safari and the elephant was like chasing after the thing, and people are like, oh my god, dangerous animals. Like, yeah, in
Did you
case
see
you
the
forgot.
buffalo?
I was gonna say, did you see
Yeah.
the girl get flipped up in the air by the
Yeah.
buffalo at
Yeah.
Yosemite?
Actually, it's
They said-
Yellowstone.
they said
I
that,
had
like,
to correct you. It's a
right-
bison.
They said like right
Yes, it is
before
a
that.
bison.
I guess,
American
Okay.
bison are unrelated to buffalo.
Yeah.
I guess they said
okay,
right
yeah.
before that they were like petting it and stuff.
Yeah, they
like
said
it was normal.
fine. Yeah.
Don't
And
pet.
then
If it's
also-
the size of a minivan and has
I would
horns,
say,
don't pet
It's
it.
a 2-ton muscle machine with horns.
Yeah.
They just felt comfortable. It's that thing's natural habitat. It's like
Yeah.
you're not at a zoo.
Yeah.
You don't feed them the dog food or whatever they
Yeah.
give you at the zoo, the little pellets.
No.
And
Did
then
she survive?
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
alive?
She was
got
fine.
hurt a little. It didn't try to kill her.
They
Just bucked
they
her
said
once.
that they
Yeah,
they
but still, it's like flying in the
And
air.
also, both parents ran the opposite way, and then the girl just got smacked.
yeah,
Fucking parent of the year.
right.
Oh shit! That bison is coming at us.
Bison.
Honey, watch out!
well, I was at they have
Let the little
bison.
one take the hit.
Have you guys ever
She'll
been to
bounce back.
Olympic Game Farm in Squim?
I have not.
It's
I think
like
I did as a kid.
It's like
I
a
don't
drive-through
remember.
petting zoo, but they've got this section where they've got a bunch of bison, and you just
Yeah.
drive through, and they walk up to your car, and you feed them bread.
Yeah.
I went there when I was a little kid with my parents, and as we were driving through, I was sitting on my mom's lap in the passenger seat, and the window's open, and this bison just comes up and
Sticks his
sticks
head.
its whole giant. Its head is about
Yeah,
this
it's
big,
huge,
and it
yeah.
sticks its whole head in the window and opens its mouth. It's got this long blue tongue, just goes blah, like give me bread.
You were like, oh shit!
frightening.
and my mom went ah and pushed me forward into the bison.
Mom! Just feeding you to the
Yeah.
bison.
Don't fuck with animals.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, one of those Instagram people's gonna get snatched up eventually.
I mean,
Man.
people
You hear-
people have been falling into the Grand Canyon, and
used to have
at,
that,
at Yellowstone, people fell into that geyser and just got fried instantly.
Yeah.
It's the selfie
Wow.
deaths.
They used to have that show on like Animal Planet that was about people owning exotic pets, and they eventually turned
Like
on
in
them.
like New York
Yeah,
apartments. they
some
got
guy had a
fucking-
tiger in an
and
apartment
it
in New York,
ripped
and it
Oh,
killed
yeah.
him.
shreds.
And some guy, it's like his family didn't know he had it. It's like his brother went to check on him and opened the door, and he's like, I just saw blood everywhere, and then like a glowing set of
Yeah.
eyes, and he's like, click.
Yeah.
There's those two dudes who
Yeah.
kept a lion in an apartment in London.
There you go.
There's the Christian the Lion thing where they
Yeah.
like, it recognized them,
Even the giant.
or like
yeah,
the,
that's like a heartwarming because they put.
but like the chimp that ripped the lady's hands and face off.
Yeah, just
Off.
ripped her face off. Joe Rogan talks about that all the time.
Yeah. It's
Even
crazy.
the big snakes.
Because for every video, like you said, those guys that raised that lion like in a sanctuary and then they released it in the wild, it became the head of a pride or
10 years
whatever.
later,
10
yeah.
years later, they show up and the lion recognized him immediately,
But
ran up,
yeah,
like hugged them,
Yeah.
and then the other lions came up that
Ro-
they didn't
yeah,
raise and
Ro,
were like,
like-
hey, because the lion they raised was the.
but if that lion runs
But
up to
that's
me,
what I'm saying.
ugh.
I know,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. When the lion just was booking it at them and they stood there like, yay!
Yeah.
Good thing it didn't jump and fucking bite.
It's like, yum.
Because, yeah, for every story like that seeing that, it's like, oh, that's awesome. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, but then there's people that own these pets and raise them and they get big and then they just, most of the time, are probably trying to play.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
so
just
there-
like, by gonna play.
They don't know.
Whack,
They don't know
and
their own
just
strength.
like
Yeah.
fucking break your neck. or
There's
whatever.
like the neighborhood I'm living in right now is kind of a rich neighborhood, and there's these people
YMCA money.
as I'm driving out
It's
of the
rather rich.
as I'm driving out of the neighborhood, there's this like
You say bye to the butler.
it's like a small jaguar. It's much larger than a cat. It's
I thought you meant like
just
a car.
stalking the streets of Seattle.
Like, yeah, rich neighborhood guy's got
No,
a jag.
it's
whatever.
some kind of like hybrid cat that's like the size of a dog. It's
like
probably,
a lynx, some kind of lynxer or
probably
something.
about that tall.
Because I think
I just saw it like hanging out on top of a car.
I remember hearing someone's dad used to own like a lynx or something.
I just remember. Then they reminded me of that episode of The Simpsons where they're like, "There's a badger in the doghouse," and Homer's like, "Badger my ass! It's probably just Millhouse." And he goes, "Millhouse!" and just like goes head first into the doghouse, and the badger just like rips him to shreds. And he's like, "Definitely not Millhouse." And I just
Badger my ass.
Yeah, we just being like, "A lynx down here, lynx my ass." Probably just Sam. But yeah, just like Millhouse my ass.
I would never want to own a pet. Like it would be cool, I'm sure, when they're little, but then they get big, and you would. I get why they wouldn't want to like give them away once they get big. It's like I raised it. Of course, it's never going to do anything.
Yeah.
But if
That's what
it
you
does,
You find some black market guy to be like, "Oh, I'll take that line off your hands."
Yeah.
Like, how do you do that?
I think
Hey,
that's what
come to my
Mike Tyson
house.
said. He was like, I had to get rid of it because it got too big.
Yeah.
It's a tiger.
But he's got money to find. Like, how do one of us find the resource? Like, do we contact the zoo and be like, "Hey, so I've illegally been raising this tiger
Nah.
in the basement of my
Can I just
house?
give
Can I
it to
just
you?
Give it to you guys, like
Yeah.
free of charge."
Yeah, it's getting pretty big. If you guys want to just come pick him
Right,
up.
you just gotta pick him up. Like, no, how do you know? Mike Tyson has the money to do that. I'm sure he paid the permits. He went through the proper channels.
Well, I think he was
flaunting those
living in
tigers.
Vegas at the time, and
Yeah.
there's like
No
no rules
rules.
That's true.
in Nevada.
Yeah.
wanna go to
He's
Vegas.
like, what?
Wait.
Those gay guys got tigers. They do shows with them. Like, I can't have a tiger.
Those gay guys do shows.
Yeah, they do
When are we
shows. I
gonna-
can't have a tiger.
Take a trip to Vegas. I've not been to Vegas as an adult. I went there as a
Me either.
13-year-old boy, and I was like, "This sucks. I can't smoke. Everyone's smoking cigarettes. I can't gamble. Like,
Yeah.
what do I do?"
When I went, it was like, guess I'm gonna hang out at the arcade at the hotel and the pool.
Right. Yeah, I want to go there as
Then we went to the
adults.
Grand Canyon. And I was like,
I don't know.
big hole. Like another
yeah.
thing that's like,
Like,
if
I
I'm
don't
an
feel small
adult,
already.
if I'm an adult and I'm at the Grand Canyon, I'd probably be like, wow.
If I'm gonna
Wow,
go to Las
really
Vegas,
breathtaking.
I want to be
But
in a
as a
financial
kid-
situation where I can like lose $2,000 in a weekend and like be okay with it.
Yeah, that's also true.
Yeah, I mean, we could do it the cheap way. Stay at a cheap hotel. Rock paper scissors for the floor.
Stay
every
off the strip
Stay off
at
the
some
strip.
seedy place.
See, I
where there's a
regret
bunch
not
of
going
meth
when my
people.
friend Will lived there, because Will would have like put. At least we would have like, if we were like couching in like air mattress, at least would have stayed for free. He lived like 3 or 4 blocks off the strip. Like I should have taken advantage of that, but now he lives up here with my stupid brother.
Oh, that's the guy that lived
That
in
Will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever met him. The one time
He's
I went over to
cool.
your brother's,
he
he wasn't there.
He worked at well, he was there for I think 3 years. He worked at a lot of the hotels, so he would have been able to like get us into the clubs and like the pools and obviously drugs. Like we would have had a good time. I just kept being
Is
like,
it a high demand to get into the pools?
that's where like big parties are at the hotel pools
Oh,
and stuff.
I thought you meant just like normal pools.
No,
Hey, let these guys in.
you're not allowed in here.
Thanks. There's like no one in the pool.
No,
Yeah,
like
it's just pretty refreshing.
a lot of the like popping shit during the
Yeah,
day is
that
at like
makes
the pool
sense.
parties.
Because
Like,
it's
just-
hot as shit.
Yeah, just naked women running around. Yeah, that would have been fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I would.
Mm.
Yes.
Yeah, but planning trips. I'm gonna go. You want to come to New York? I know you can't afford
I
it.
can't
Yeah,
afford it.
man, probably. And when in August?
August 16th is when I'm going up.
Through
18th, just the weekend. Friday night, come back Sunday night.
You gonna sleep on Paul's floor? You gonna get a hotel?
Yeah, I'll sleep on Paul's couch.
Paul will sleep face down in his bed, and Stu will sleep
On
face up on Paul's back. On Paul's back.
No, it'll be fun. Just 2.5 days.
Yeah, I mean, I've never seen this place. I'm assuming it's very, very small.
I've never seen his place.
It's pretty small.
I think he lives with 2 other dudes too.
It's like 3 other dudes.
Oh.
I think there's like 4 people in this house.
Do I got to share a couch with some stranger?
I wouldn't count on sleeping on the couch because it's like 4 people living in one
Studio?
unit. No, they've all. I mean, Paul got his own bedroom. It's a decent sized bedroom.
Well, if I got to sleep on the floor in Paul's room, just swap stories all night. I can't sleep. I'm too excited. No, but I don't really care because I picture like the 2 nights that I'm there, we'll just be drinking and doing drugs. So every night I'll just be like, well, I'm indoors. And then,
Yeah.
you know,
As
he's
long as I'm not on the
super
street
excited.
with the rats.
Yeah, I don't know if Paul's made many friends there, but he's like super excited. He's like, I don't know. Like when we were texting him, he was like, "You got my hopes up 2 times before." He's like, "Yeah, because I didn't just come there on a whim. Like I'll plan this out."
Well, Ray Schwabacher lives there, and Michael Gottlieb lives in New York,
Yeah.
and
You know, I'm sure Michael's got a nice place.
Michael does have a nice place. It's in Brooklyn, but
I'll crash with Michael.
no, you don't
All right,
want to.
see you,
You don't
Paul.
want to do that.
I can put
no,
up with
Paul-
him for a few hours.
Paul's dating some girl that he working with.
Yeah,
So I mean, he's still
working
has people
at
there.
that
It's not.
place?
It's not.
I think he's at the deli.
Yeah, I think he said he was looking for a new job, but he didn't tell me he found one.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, I'll try to go if that could work out. If that's not too crowded for
It's not
Paul.
like you're doing anything else.
I'm doing so much.
I got all these other art expo.
I
coming
got all
up.
these other adventures, okay?
You
just don't know.
You guys could just split a hotel room for $100, $150 a night.
Or sleep on the floor for free. And use one of Paul's dirty sweatshirts as a pillow. Hey, Zeusy boy!
Big dumb dog.
Oh, just a good guy.
Control your breathing.
You got something to say, Zeus?
I think he's just too hot. It's like, it's cold down here. Oh my god, your breath is very hot. Like, breathe right up my shorts leg.
And he's gone.
Yep, that's it. Just seeing if anyone has food. I already ate my cheeseburger. Sorry, dude.
Bye. He was looking at me all weird, like he forgot who I was.
You probably did.
Yeah.
Who's this stranger?
My dogs and my dad's were very excited to see me.
They should be.
Xena just like last night I got into the bed downstairs because it's like 2 a.m. or whatever, and Xena just like laid down, just stared at me like, like she was trying to sleep but she wasn't closing her eyes. She just kept being like, It's like, yeah, I miss you too.
Yeah,
Mouse-
she can't tell.
Mouse is a big dumb dog.
She acts all excited when you're gone for like an hour or two.
That's good. I don't get people who don't like dogs.
Psychopaths.
It's
Yeah,
weird.
something
I get,
wrong
well,
with them.
some people were
They
raised.
got bad experience.
No,
got
some people
attacked or
some people
something.
were raised by parents who were afraid of dogs. So ever since they were a tiny little kid, they were like,
stay
"You
away."
need to be careful of the dog. Don't get too close
Yeah.
to the dog.
Okay, watch out.
You never know what it's gonna do."
Yeah. Well, there was the Haitian girl that I was seeing. She grew up in Little Haiti, Miami, wherever, and she said there was just like a couple packs of street dogs that would just chase kids because I think that what she described, like what it sounded like the dogs figured out if we chase these kids and we can get their backpacks, they have food in their backpacks. Especially street dogs who just eat
Street
anything but
school
garbage.
lunch?
School lunches.
PB&J.
So she talks about, she goes, I have a fear of dog because she goes, my entire life before like high school and getting, rides from other kids who have cars.
Yeah.
I used to walk home or take the bus to school and from school.
And trying to evade the roaming packs of dogs.
Yeah, she goes, if you
that
turn the
patrol the
corner and there
streets.
was the pack of dogs, she goes, some kids could walk by, but like the dogs can sense if you're afraid. And she's like,
They
sometimes
can.
They just chase you and you got to jump on top of a car. And they chase you, and then the people come down like, get the fuck up, because all the dogs are like,
Yeah.
jumping on their car. And then you got some angry stranger yelling at you. And as a kid, that's scary.
I probably would have been friends with the packs of dogs.
Yeah,
I would
they-
have just been like handing out my lunch, walk by, being like, "What's up, guys?"
Yeah, but then they look for you. Yeah.
That's fine if they want to look for me, but they're my friends.
Yeah.
Then I'd just be like Curly from the Three Stooges, just getting followed around by a bunch of stray dogs. This guy feeds us all the time.
Yeah.
Every time I go get something to eat, it's like, "What's up, guys?" Just throw it behind me.
You get on the bus and just like 8 dogs follow you onto the bus.
I'm not paying for that.
Yeah, like, these aren't mine. I'm not paying for them. They just follow me. I'm sorry.
Well, I can't take the bus now? Oh.
Yeah.
Someone's got to pay for those dogs. They didn't bring their wallets.
That's
Hey,
like,
look who's back.
It's like Donovan. Like, Donovan just doesn't care for dogs. Like, he doesn't hate dogs, but
What?
he's never
He
been
grew
like,
up with dogs.
yeah, but I mean, like, he liked our dogs growing up, but like,
Yeah.
he's not someone that, like, if he sees a dog on the bus or walking in the street, like, all 3 of us would be like, hey, cool, the dog, and then be like, that made my day better. Donovan's one of the people that just would be like, just keep on walking.
Yeah.
I don't know why I illustrated he had a backpack. He doesn't do anything.
Yeah. I seek out dogs when I see them.
Yeah.
Of Of course.
Dogs make me happy.
I was riding my motorcycle just yesterday, and there was a golden retriever that
On a motorcycle?
had its head hanging out the window of an SUV, and it was like at a stoplight. And as I pulled up to the stoplight, I just like pet this dog while I was still moving and kept going.
Yeah.
I have a thirst. I need to get something to drink.
Well, I think we can wrap it up. I think we can.
You want to wrap it up?
I think we've been going about an hour now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say, we said we were going to talk about football, and we never talked about
Well, we didn't bring up football highlights. We need to bring up some highlights.
Were we going to bring up highlights?
No. Maybe
Football isn't happening yet.
Yeah,
Talk
no.
about the Seahawks and stuff.
I don't know.
How good they're going to
I don't know. All right. Okay. I guess we're done.
I flipped off the camera.
Yeah.
Fucking cool.
Back in the basement.